Hello, InvaderMEEN from MobileMonster.com, and today I have a special guest. Say hello.
Hello! I am RX0. I do things, and I play this game a lot. Maybe a bit unhealthily large amounts, but you know.
Okay.
Not important.
Yeah, we're here today to show you the most effective way to farm XP and credits in Warframe using a special technique that is called the Fast Room Survival Technique. To give you an idea of what kind of rewards you get from running this technique, let me show you the mission complete screen from the demo mission I'm about to run later on in this video. As you can see, I got several rare mods, including shotgun ammo mutation, power throw, and life strike, which is really rare and nice, as well as massive amounts of experience. And I maxed out my Angstrom pistol from rank 20 when I started the mission. So as you can see, this is definitely an effective technique. Now this technique was highly prevalent in the older days when you were easily able to access the infested on the star chart, but ever since the infested outbreak update, this technique wasn't accessible for quite a long time, until the dark sectors came. So for this technique, you're going to need to be able to access a dark sector that uses the Corpus ship tileset. As you can see, we're going to be running the Kilishin dark sector because our favorite one, Hycerion, is under conflict. So
yay!
Anyhow, what you're going to need is you're going to need at least 2 people for this, and you're going to need a Necros and a Vobin. So for starters, to equip your Necros, you're going to need to make it so it's maxed out its Desecrate capability. We nicknamed this Spamcros because you want to be able to do this as fast as possible and as many times as possible. So the best mods for that are Energy Siphon, because you can, energy regen. Desecrate, obviously. Terrify for just being able to get enemies away from you. Redirection so you don't die as much. Streamline and Fleeting Expertise to be able to use Desecrate a lot more. Stretch for range, and
actually in my case I'm running overextended instead of Stretch.
Well, you could also stack it with Stretch as well if you wanted. But
you might need to polarize for that though, because reasons.
Because I already am really low on points. But yeah, so either Stretch or Overextended, whichever you want to choose. I don't have Overextended, so I'm using Stretch. And then Flow and Natural Talent. Now, Natural Talent is actually really critical to this because it will allow you to use spam Desecrate a lot faster. And we'll demonstrate to you why you're equipping your frames and weapons in such a way. And now, so for this, I'm going to be a Vobin, so I'm going to show you a recommended build for Vobin. So for Vobin, you're going to want Energy Siphon, which is pretty much the best aura for this guy. And in this case, I was able to make it work with all the powers just for utility, but the main ones we're going to focus on is Bestill and Vortex. So to max out those, you're going to want Continuity, Constitution, Flow, Vitality, so you don't blow yourself up quite as much, Streamline, and Intensify. Now the Intensify will make your Bestill be able to hold more enemies, and Constitution and Continuity will make, I think Vortex might not be affected by this, but definitely Bestill, and Bestill is really useful, especially if you need to open up an oxygen container in survival. And finally Flow, so you can just tank up on all the energy. And as for the weapons, we'd recommend either something that can one-shot enemies quite easily, or something that does really good sustained DPS and then add on punch through so you can do it to multiple enemies. Or just a simple crowd control weapon like the Amprex or the Ignis. Once you launch the mission, we'll get in and show you where to set up for this. Alright, so there are a couple of different rooms that you can use for this, but the one we recommend is this room, because if you set up your vortex right here, the infested, no matter what direction they approach from, they always get sucked into this vortex.
And this is where the angstrom comes in.
Yes, once they get sucked into the vortex, you just kill them. And then Necros desecrates the bodies, so that way you get more drops, more health, and most importantly, more oxygen. And so this is highly effective because of the way the infested AI and spawns work. Now the spawns, they work because they spawn in areas you can't see, and this room has multiple entrances, meaning there's more spawn rooms. This is the reason why the old fast room, if you look it up, there'll be plenty of screenshots of it. The old fast room works so well because there was multiple spawn entrances, but upon approaching you, the infested would immediately get sucked into the vortex. Then you can easily kill them for the XP, and then have Necros get the oxygen. Using this technique, a team of 2 can easily survive without having to open any oxygen, especially in the later minutes where there will be more enemies spawning, more difficult enemies spawning, giving you more XP. Alright, so as you can see, we're later on in the Dark Sector Survival, but if you set it up properly, you can do this in the bridge room as well. Because there's bridges. But obviously it's a bit harder to pull off.
You know, especially like 45 minutes, because like level 80 infested, and they're kind of scary. But our angstroms are still one-shotting most of the regular units, even though they're like 82.
Yep. And yes, like I said, you just gotta find an area where a tunnel where there's a lot of entrances, so that the infested can spawn quicker. But there's basically 1 or 2 choke points, so you can use vortex and still miss. Yep. Now using this technique, you can get a lot of XP, especially with the Dark Sector bonuses. About a half hour, this will pretty much max out almost any weapon that you carry. We would also recommend not using a Sentinel unless you're using Carrier, just so that you can level your weapons and your frame easier.
Oh, a useful tip about desecrating with the infested. Even though their bodies go invisible, they're actually still there as entities and can still be desecrated.
Yes, and the way you can tell is that their shadows remain for a few seconds longer, even though their bodies visually disappear. Weird.
I'm gonna kill this and hopefully not get my ass handed to me by ancients.
I can distill. Ooh.
Eee.
That should help.
Yes, it will. Now.
Yeah, so as you can see, we went from 70% to 90% just by grabbing all the spare oxygen that we had.
And it demonstrates just how effective this is.
Yep.
Hold on.
You really only need a pocket oxygen container when RNG is really hating you.
But even so, as long as you're spamming lots of bodies, it can't because of the numbers are just overwhelming.
Yeah.
RNG can only fight numbers so much.
Well, because it is the numbers.
Exactly. Also, this is a pretty good way to farm for rare drops from infested. Like, I've gotten Seeker about 3 times.
We also got a split chamber on Pluto as well.
Yeah, actually,
especially lucky find.
Was that
was a survival reward.
Even so, this is a very good way to farm for things like quickening, because I got like 6 of those from doing this, and life strike. I've got 2.
So yeah, this is the quick. This is the fast room survival technique.
Well, that was a crappy reward. It's usually much better than that.
Yep. So hopefully you guys can. Hopefully this guys will help you rank up your equipment, especially if you have like just a weapon equipped that you're not even going to use. You'll pretty much max it out after about a half hour of this. Especially if you have an XP bonus for the weapon that you're using for this technique. Like we use angstroms and we go on a pistol kill bonus mission.
I got mine to level 5 compared to half an hour, so that's just kind of a testament of how powerful this is.
Yeah, and you'll get a lot of the XP through the bonus XP as well, so half-hour sessions would really just about max out anything.
It's not like Affinity boosters aren't even required.
Yep. I can testify to that. I didn't have an XP booster and I ranked up everything to 30. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and be sure to look out for more guides from me and even Zero. I'll link to your channel in the description.
Yay! I get used.
Yeah. Alright. See you next
Bye.
time. Want to see more gaming videos from me, InvaderMEEN? Simply click that link in the description and you'll be able to watch more top-notch videos.